He-Man's heroic fortress, Castle Grayskull, with trapdoor, laser, and drawbridge. Castle Grayskull, the source of all the power.
Hello and welcome back to the 80s Toy Museum and taking a look at one of the most epic playsets of all of the 80s. It is He-Man's place of dwelling as well as the sorceress. It is Castle Grayskull, released in 1982, and this comes to you courtesy of James Salyers, if that's how you pronounce it, and it's taken way too long to get to this one. Apologies for the long delay in doing this one. The one that I have is not complete, so I was hoping that I'd be able to pick up some odds and ends at flea markets or toy shows, and just more and more time keeps going by and those pieces aren't showing up. So I've made my peace that this one isn't going to be complete, but in the meantime, this Origins one did come out. I've got it turned around here so that you can see the inside of it. But the missing pieces I have from the vintage one, Origins came with, just a little bit different, retooled, re-sculpted. So for the pieces that I'm missing from this Grayskull, I'll just show you what the Origins one looks like. And shout out to He-Man.org, by the way. He-Man.org has returned, thanks to Adam at Battle Ram Blog. So that was a big favorite He-Man website of mine many years ago, and it's great to see it back. So check out He-Man.org and also check out Battle Ram Blog. Great website, great YouTube channel. Had the pleasure of chatting with Adam a while back about all things He-Man. And I don't have the box for Castle Grayskull, but I got this great poster, which is kind of better because, as Carson from 3D Joe says, it's unadorned. It doesn't have any of the text or logos and stuff, and it's a poster, so it doesn't take up the width, the depth of a box. I can just stick it in behind all of the toys on the shelf and have it be the backdrop. So this is going to be a nostalgia-free review because I didn't have Castle Grayskull when I was a kid, and not just that, I didn't want Castle Grayskull when I was a kid. So I see a lot of stuff today talking about when people look back at the past, they say, wow, how could that have ever been a thing? How could that have been acceptable? What were they thinking? And Castle Grayskull, I feel like, is one of the things that people don't look back on and go, wow, that was really, really creepy and scary for its time. There's so many toys like this, horror toys, scary looking toys, even like bloody and gory stuff for children that I think Grayskull just kind of is looked at as, well, things were always like that, right? Or maybe it was a trailblazer for all that creepy stuff. But in 1982, Castle Grayskull was an odd call to have the home of the hero be this horrifying looking castle. Very spooky, very creepy, especially since the villain of the show was a skull-faced guy named Skeletor. So before the show came out, I just assumed this was Skeletor's home. And over on the side there, we've got a poster of He-Man with Castle Grayskull. So big difference between the two here. You got this shining knight with blonde hair and gleaming muscles, and he's always posed in front of this creepy, scary looking thing. So as commonplace as it is these days that Castle Grayskull is just where He-Man is and where he gets his power, at the time, especially before the cartoon came out, this was creepy, especially for kids like under 10. Especially for kids who hadn't been weaned yet and prepared by things like Transformers the movie, where all of our heroes got slaughtered in a matter of a few minutes. So this was kind of Transformers the movie, 86, on Mattel's part, having little kids not only have a creepy playset, but it's not the playset of the villain. And if you notice a little bit of dust in this review, it's because I haven't dusted this thing, wiped it off. Usually I'll give things a good quick dusting before the review, but the grimier and filthier the better. I love how beat up and old and mossy and ancient this thing looks. So I bought it used a number of years ago, and it wasn't exactly clean condition, which I thought was a bonus. And the dirtier it gets, the better. The sculpting on it is really, really exceptional. The figures look the way they look. They're, super muscular, not very realistic looking, but this is all very realistic looking brick. And the wash on it, you gotta understand that things just simply weren't done like this back at that time. The detailing on it, you can see this is the color that the plastic is. That's what it's molded in. But then there is this lighter green wash on it, and then there is this, I believe it's factory original, kind of gray wash on that, and then more of that gray in the eyes, darkening the eyes, just making them look even creepier. So the paint applications on this thing are just amazing for the time. I mean, they're great for today, but it boggles my mind that this thing came out and looked like this in 1982, because other playsets at the time didn't really look like this. Like G.I. Joe Headquarters was just silvery plastic. A number of the other G.I. Joe playsets never had any type of artistic looking wash like this, or even like all of the sculpting in it, all the little details. And like I said, I'm missing a whole bunch of accessories. What I do have is the cannon on the top, and a figure could be placed up here, although not really enough room for a figure when the castle is closed. You have to open it up, and I could grab onto the handles there and either point down or point up to blast away. There was a ladder included with the original Castle Grayskull, which I don't have, but I've got the ladder that came with the Origins Castle Grayskull, so it looks just about the same, and you can just lean it up wherever you want. Grayskull always looks nice with a ladder leaning there for either marauders to try to break in, or I don't know, maybe He-Man. Maybe there's a knock on the drawbridge and He-Man doesn't want to deal with whoever's selling whatever they're selling, so he can sneak out the back window. There's just enough room in the drawbridge, which is a drawbridge, but it's a jawbridge because it's the jaw of the skull. But there's just enough room for He-Man to stand there, and this was 1982, before everyone had so much obsessive compulsive disorder about the scale of things not being in proper scale. It was a children's toy with a children's playset, and just the fact that, he didn't have to hunch to get in was enough for most people. There isn't enough room for him to be riding Battle Cat, though. In there, he will hit his head if you try to get him to ride in with Battle Cat. And there is a gimmick. There's a lock, so you can just push that over, and that little peg comes out to lock it. And then when it's locked like this, you can use the power sword, stick it in there, and slide the lock across, unlocking it. And good luck opening it, because I had to shove it pretty tight in order to get it to open. And now I'm going to have to open it up and push from the inside in order to get that to open. There we go. Came with a flag, which is starting to drop. It's going to half mast. It's got a little clip on there for it to clip wherever you want to clip it onto. There was another plate right here, a floor panel that I don't have, but it's supposed to slide in there and give figures another spot to stand on, stand guard up there. And another cool gimmick in this, 80s playsets need their elevators. And this is a really cool elevator, the way it works. instead of some kind of a crank or handle or anything like that, what you do is you actually grab this little gargoyle looking thing up here and you just pull. His axe is take 2. Remove any weapons, first of all, that might get caught, like his axe on his back or his shield. And you just pull on the gargoyle, and it's supposed to go all the way to the top. In theory, it's getting caught on something. All the way to the top, and then I guess you just let go of the gargoyle and it speeds down to the bottom. Also included was a weapons rack with lots of pegs that you can store a lot of your weaponry on. And I mean, it's meant for a wide range of weapons, so not just all identical swords, but swords and axes and stuff, so you can figure out different ways of putting stuff on there. There's the axe on there. It's actually not great for holding a wide variety of weaponry. I guess you can get the shield on the side there, but it feels like it's kind of bending the plastic. It also came with a bunch of weapons to load the rack up, and here's the Origins version of the weapons rack. I like it a little bit better because it's got these clips instead of just posts, but this will give you a little better idea of how this was supposed to work. Some of these little posts will pinch and hold the weapon in place. Some of them won't. So that's why I prefer this clip system. Go either way on here. I just like the color on this one. Origins version better too. It's just nice and brown. And then there was like a training tool, which I got the bottom part of it. And the top part is missing, but it was like a really cool little feature, little gimmick that you could use He-Man figures, spring-loaded waist power to punch it and get it to spin around. And here is the Origins Castle Grayskull version of it. Completely new piece, different molded base to it, and it spins around. I guess it's a battering ram too, because it's a fist and it's like a boar's head, so you could use it, maybe detach it, use it to smash down doors. But that's the idea right there. Wow, that thing really spins. And the whole thing just kind of goes flying. If you can secure it on the ground, then you get a better spin to it. There was a cardboard computer area here, which is missing now. There was also like a cardboard cutout of a robot, and it was just a sticker, but it's one of the most memorable parts of Castle Grayskull. It's the monster prison, creepy crawly cell door stuck on the floor with all of the nasties reaching through. As if the front of the castle wasn't creepy enough. All these horrific looking monsters trapped in the dungeons of Castle Grayskull. And then the final gimmick is the chair, which was connected to a trapdoor, because so many 80s playsets had to have a trapdoor to them. So you could fit your He-Man figure. Now these figures weren't really meant to sit, so they actually did a really good job. I must say, better than modern Super 7 figures trying to sit in the Thunder Tank, the Super 7 Thunder Tank. That's not bad at all. It actually looks pretty good. A couple years after Grayskull came out, they made a Sorceress figure, and she's gonna have some trouble getting in there because of her wings. If you can lower them down, might be able to get her in there. Nope, not really. I always thought Zodak this chair looked like Zodak's chair because he flew around the galaxy in a chair in the show. So if you just wanted to take it out, or if you had an extra one, that'd be a cool way to display Zodak in his cosmic chair. So let's reset the trap door, and we'll put a piece of garbage right there. Turn the chair around and take out the trash. That works great. And you learn something new every day. I just realized the trapdoor drops you into the dungeon, the prison, where all the other creepy crawlies are stored. And to make it easy to transport, there was a little handle at the top there so that when you close it all up, you could carry it around like a little suitcase. And it could hold a lot of figures, so it kind of was like a action figure collector case. So that's your look at the 1982 Masters of the Universe Castle Grayskull. Looks great in the light, even creepier. Really brings out that brick detail, as well as the different shades of paint wash in there. So thanks, James, for requesting this one. It's one that I've always wanted to get around to, and eventually would have gotten around to it, but the Patreon special missions requests, I always get things in the queue a little sooner, even though this request took way too long to get to. Still got to it sooner than I probably would have. But now that I've done this one, I got the itch to do some of the other Grayskulls. So hopefully, before too long, you'll be seeing Classics Castle Grayskull, which is just a masterpiece. One of the best toy play sets ever made, regardless of year. And also the 2000X Grayskull, which is really nice as well. And a little statue Grayskull from a few years back. Doesn't do anything other than just sit there and look creepy, but that's a really nice one as well. I'd like to take a moment to say thank you to everyone who has joined my Patreon over at patreon.com/MichaelMercy. Thanks so much for supporting the channel and what I do here. And also thank you to everyone who's hit the join button. Another way of supporting the channel, becoming a channel member. And enjoy your custom emojis. We've got a He-Man in there and a Skeletor. So if you're a channel member, drop those He-Man and Skeletor emojis in the comments. Thanks for watching. Good night, good luck, God bless, and till next time, Nerdmas Day.